I've been watching The Con Explained, a film, actually a docu-series produced by some students and some associates of Professor William Black. As I watched a lot of the comments about it being the worst crime spree and cover-up in world history, I can't help but comment on the fact that I've been writing about this since the 1980s. Since before William Black was hired to prosecute during the days of the savings and loan crisis, which was really the banking swindles and the banking crisis that was mislabeled as a savings and loan crisis. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Iran-Contra was being run from Houston, Texas, by the Bushes and the Clintons and Secord, Admiral Poindexter, Bill Casey, Robert Owens, Bud McFarland, and I can go on and on from Oliver North to the Khashoggi-Ghazonifar connections to Mafia Donald Trump and the Triad Development Corporation of Lamar Terrace, Uptown Houston. You know, right around the corner there from the Houstonian Estates, Professor William Black. But as I've been watching this docuseries and comments from like Richard Bowen and references to like Peter Bruton, the author of The Mafia, the CIA, and George Bush, which basically this guy right here put Bruton onto, the massive lootings of Houston-based banks, particularly the Western Bank located right next door to the hotel where North and Secord and Company, George Bush Sr. and Jr. would come into the Galleria there, the hotel, and take up the secret collections for the funding of the Iran-Contra operations, the secret little wars in Central America, South America, and in Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been watching this docuseries exposing or explaining the con. And I'd like to take you all back to 40 years of my work, documenting and providing the information and the basis for the reference materials and such that are based upon the judicial records and the media reports of the days in the 80s and 90s. And then, of course, the big party in 2006, 7, and 8, which was just basically a carryover from the rampant, out-of-control corruption. And that's going to the producers and the editors at the Investigative Reporters and Editors Group who remember very well the Arizona Project and the bombing murder of Don Bolles. It's funny how I'd read about Don Bolles in my grandmother's living room in the 1960s in an article written by Paul Friggins. Well, a couple of articles written by Paul Friggins referring to the real estate frauds and cons of Pennsylvania, Arizona, Florida, Texas, Utah. That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Swamp Fox. This is that fella known as Judson Witham, who's been documenting and writing about and publishing and making videos about the massive looting of the world since the 1980s. Might be interesting to ask Richard Bowen what he thinks about me, and a couple of the other people that know me very well, like, I don't know, Lucy Proctor from the old Conroe Courier. It'd be interesting to see if Lucy Proctor's still alive. And, Steve Pizzo and Mary Fricker, you know, the looting of America's savings and loans. An inside job. So, folks, there's a lot of information and links listed below, and this video is going to go over to the people at the con. And I think there's an enormous amount of information and material that needs to be added to the con, which reveals the Bushes and the Clintons and the Obamas and a whole bunch of Republicans